If you ever thought about getting a successful mentor or coach, and you actually want me, Spectacular Smith, to actually coach you and become your mentor, I'm actually so excited about releasing my online school, Spectacular Academy, where I'm actually going to teach you live once a month different skill sets that's actually going to help you change your life for the better. Transformational information that I'm going to give you guys access to. I have a formula to success that every single company that I ever touched turned into gold. And I have over 14 companies, okay? And all of them have the same type of success. So I want to teach you everything that the school system should have taught you. You know, everything that I know and how I built these fast growing companies and these award winning companies, and show you real curriculums that I'm going to break down, and you're going to have access to me. I'm going to be live in the chat rooms. I'm going to be live in the Facebook groups and personal communities that I'm going to give you guys access to of like-minded entrepreneurs. So you're not by yourself on this mission. Not only you have me as a coach and a mentor, but you actually have your peer-to-peer people that's going to push you and root for you on the way to the top. Guys that's on the same exact wavelength that you are on and want the same exact results. Because my game plan is to change the way the school systems teach and teach you the things that need to make an impact in your life. Things that's going to be a high ticket skill that you can use forever, where you don't never have to worry about going broke or not eating at night, because once you learn how to market and brand yourself, then you can eat for a lifetime. You get access to my team and everything. If you want to go to my free training just to get a sample of the things that's going to be in my program, you can actually go to specmentorme.com, or I'm going to put it in the bio. Only take a certain amount of people every single month. So reserve your seat and do not procrastinate, because you might just miss out. Now let's get to the podcast. What's up, everybody? This is Spectacular Smith, and welcome to the Spectacular Experience.
Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where you find really, really amazing people that did really, really amazing stuff. And we specialize in finding people who can teach you how to do what they did in an amazing way. And we're out here in Southern Florida. We got Mr. Spectacular Smith out the house. How's the pandemic been treating you, man?
Good, man. I mean, honestly, it's been a blessing. Keep it real with you.
How so?
Just getting refocused. Because a lot of times, like, you will be busy just trying to stay busy. And I didn't realize that I was doing that. And when the pandemic hit, it forced me to be home. And when I was home, I started making more money than I was making on the go. So that just proved to me I didn't have to have all these. I was doing meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. Like, literally, my schedule was packed with like 6 to 7 meetings a day, back to back. And
it
then
seemed like
when
it would increase, though. Like, if you're at home, everybody else at home, they want to talk to you.
It's slow. I stopped everything and I just started focusing. And when I started focusing on what was bringing the most to the business, and I put a magnifying glass on that one thing, and I doubled down on that one thing, and it just took off.
Well, look, we're going to jump into it. For those that don't know, I love for you to introduce yourself, man, because it's like many different people know you for different things. And almost like depending on the era, right, would be the first time I know Spectacular. Because here's what's crazy. I knew you for business before I knew you for music. And then I realized that you were the person in the music.
Interesting.
I didn't know. I mean, I know the song, but I never really thought of the person in the group singing the song. And I never equated it, but I just knew this dude like that's killing it in the market. And I'm like, yo, I need to know who this man is. So go ahead, introduce yourself. I'm interested to know how you introduce yourself. Introduce yourself.
Let me think.
How would you, if you were meeting somebody for the first time, how do you introduce yourself?
I don't really like, you know what's crazy? I used to not
start with Pretty Ricky.
Mhm.
And I used to just talk business.
Right.
Like if it was business stuff. And then I read the book, The Third Door. And that person had a great story based on how he started, which was like a Price is Right show. And he won it. He like finagled his way all the way to the top. And he actually won it, not even knowing what the show was about. And then the guy who was around him was like, every time you introduce yourself, you start with that story.
I don't understand why though.
Because it's something that made him interesting, that everybody can't say that story of how he finagled it, right? Versus saying, oh, my name is John, I have this business, Bob. No, start with your story. Like, yo, I started Price is Right. When I started with Price is Right, I met this connection led to this met to this, and I end up creating this and storytell based on your introduction. So let me try it.
Let's do it. Let's try it. Because normally you ain't got to introduce yourself.
Yeah, I don't really do it. So my name is Spectacular Smith.
Okay, Spec.
Yeah. And I started in a group called Pretty Ricky.
Here's what's funny. I know you probably haven't done this. Either you haven't done it in a while or...
No, I got it. Yeah, so my name's Spectacular Smith and started in a group called Pretty Ricky. We sold 17 million singles, ringtones, and albums worldwide, platinum records, platinum singles, to actually creating one of the most viral creatures on the planet, and took that to the next level. It's called Grumpy Cat.
Viral creatures.
Yeah, animal. Most viral animal on the planet called Grumpy Cat.
Really?
Yeah. And then I transitioned from that to helping celebrities monetize and grow their social media channel, because I realized it was a massive problem that needed to be solved. You had these influencers and celebrities growing all these huge followers and didn't know how to monetize it. And I was already monetizing it based off of social media accounts and parody accounts, Cat Williams, Will Ferrell, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Kevin Hart. I was literally creating parody accounts. I took that same formula and created an agency with it where I can do that same exact thing, not only for celebrities and parody accounts, but for celebrities, parody accounts, for myself, and then the average, everyday, normal person, and helping them build their social media channel.
So I want to talk about two things. One, the Grumpy Cat and the parody accounts, because I don't quite understand those, but the Grumpy Cat, how did you make a viral creature? I don't understand.
Yeah, a viral pet. So basically, the cat is called Grumpy Cat, right? The real name is Tatar. That's the real name, Tar. It's a female cat. I seen the cat and I was like, yo, this gonna go. And I created the first meme.
What do you mean? You saw the cat like at somebody's house? Or?
No, I literally seen it on the internet. Seen the cat. I was like, yo, this is gonna hit. At the time, and you know what? I lived my whole life in 80-20 rule. I do 80% of what works and I test that 20%. And then usually that 20% is usually what bring you 80% of the results. I was focusing on Cat Williams, Will Ferrell, and Angelina Jolie, Jim Carrey. I had all these different accounts that was like blowing up on social media. So the Grumpy Cat was just like a test project. I wasn't even like serious. Seen the cat, created the memes, started the Twitter page, and freaking it just blew up like crazy.
So you've seen a cat on the internet and you say, I'm going to make this cat go viral. How did you make that happen?
Just basically doing all of my strategies. It was like back then you had the retweet strategy. So it was like a bunch of meme pages, right? That was all building from scratch. And we all create, like, now we do Telegram groups. Back then it was like little DM chat, like chats that we had. And we used to just like, yo, we're going to do 5 retweets and then we're going to do a shout out. 5 retweets, then a shout. So you get a little sample of what the posts are. And then you do the shout out at the end. I was up like 20 hours a day doing that all freaking day.
Why? What's the point?
Now, let me get to it. So, you know a guy named Matty J?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Matty J called me up and he was like, yo, Spec, you can make money off of tweeting. That's what made me start putting focus on it. Because I was like, yo, this is it. This is how I make money. And I started building the accounts up because the more money I could make, it was based upon how many followers I can gain.
Okay.
So I started growing as many followers as possible. That's what made me start creating massive parody accounts. And I started scaling horizontally. And I started taking all of these accounts and I started buying real estate, digital real estate. I'll start buying accounts on top of me growing accounts. And I use those accounts to now grow these accounts. So now Grumpy Cat, as I'm creating these memes and everything like that, and just making it real funny with the little meme mug face. And I put it on autopilot. I literally wasn't even worried about the cat. It was just going, like I had everything scheduled out. I had the page going. I had like just normal retweets going out.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back to it and it went from 30,000 followers. I came back 30 days later. It had like 300,000 followers.
Dang.
Like in 30 days. And I wasn't even paying it no attention. So at that point, I started paying it attention. I was like, oh, this about to go. So that's
what Maddie, when he was saying you can make money off tweeting, I still don't know how to make money off tweeting.
Okay, so it was a website called mylikes.com. And off this website, mylikes.com, you do traffic acquisition, which basically means that I'm going to send traffic to the website and sell ads against it. So people are bidding in real time for banner placements on the website. And once we send the traffic, which is from little links, we might say, yo, 6 ways to know your man is cheating on you. Click the link below. Boom. They click the link. They go rush to learn how they know if their man cheating on you. And we got ads on that. We make money. At that point, I was making like $3,000 to $5,000 a day. Passive.
Really?
Passive. It was a passive income. Because once I figured out the formula, I put it on autopilot. I start automating everything. And that's how Grumpy Cat took off because it was automated. All the rest of my accounts is automated. So I was running like 30 accounts all at one time, posting at least like 10 tweets a day.
Dang.
Viral content. It just took off.
Amazing.
Yeah. And then I realized that I can do that. I had that skill set. And I was like, well, celebrities already got the followers. All I got to do is do a partnership. I utilize my skill set on growing millions of followers on Twitter and transition to Facebook because now Facebook took over. Facebook was now the new way to make money because Twitter kind of like took a dive.
What year is this around about?
This was around, I think like 2010.
Okay.
And it just took off. It took off like crazy on Facebook because Facebook algorithm thought that they loved the content because they was clicking the crap out of it. So they was like, yo, this is it. This is the content.
But you manufactured it.
I will post one post. I'll go to sleep, wake up to $3,000. When Facebook hit, the numbers tripled.
Wow. Because, okay, you're driving traffic to this website and you just, I guess maybe it's like an order form or something like that where you can
just
put your ad
a
or
blog,
banner,
regular blog.
and they'll just pay for the ad placement.
That's it.
Dang, that's crazy.
So it was to the point where every time I refresh, I'll go up like $50, $100, $50. Like I just keep refreshing.
Bro, it's so crazy because today people can't figure out how to turn their followers into money.
Yeah.
And you've been doing it for a decade now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Can you help me make some money?
That's easy.
Okay, what would be the first thing you had me do?
So if I had you make money, the first thing I would do is figure out a product that fit your brand the most.
Okay.
But what I would do is I'd test at least 30 products at one time.
How? Would I have to post 30 products?
I would do it through Facebook ads, Instagram ads.
Oh, so coming from my account, we'll run it.
I wouldn't do it on your account yet. I'll test the model first. I'll test all the products. Right? You can get products on AliExpress. You can get products,
Oh, you actually get the physical product in just to see if the product is good.
Exactly.
Got it.
You want to make sure it's a viral product, right? You can take products, test it out, test the market out, see what hits the best based on what you feel is best for your brand.
Got you.
So you test 20, 30 products out. test them all at one time, give them like small budgets, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and then whichever one rises to the top based on return on investment, ROI, then I'll literally take that one product and then I'll repackage it around my brand. So once you repackage it around your brand, you can tell the same manufacturer to alter that product to make it yours now. And now you have your own product, you have a manufacturer, you have everything you need to make sure that your product is actually going to hit. Because you tested it already. It's proven. Right. You're not going to the market guessing what people want. The last thing you want to do is guess what people want. You want to know based on data. You could know, but see. You want to make sure.
What would be a good product?
Through analytics.
What would be a good product for me?
I mean, if you had a product, I would test glasses. I would based on who you are, I would probably test hat, because you always wear the hat backwards. I would test glasses. Okay. I would test like a workbook, all right, to write notes from your podcast. I would test
just a regular, like a notebook, like a blank notebook?
Structured based on how your podcast is set up. So I would have morning meetup notes, right? I would have, social proof. However you structure it, you might have a book of the day, right? So like on every page you'll have, morning meetup, like you'll map out the day, social proof, boom, podcast for that time. So you're training them on how you want them to actually be and think and move throughout the day. And then right at the end, you can put like affirmations, right? You can put a book of the day. What did you learn from that book from that day? Like, I'm just off the top of my head, but that's something I would do. That would be another product. I would think of definitely a digital product. Repurpose what you're saying.
You've done this multiple times.
Yeah, I do this all the time. Like, it's easy.
Can we partner on something?
What you try to look?
Well, I don't know. What would I have to do? Okay, so let me ask you, would I have to like be your client, or like can we partner on something?
So this what happened. So I created my agency, Awazar, right? And I used to do service-based business. And now I don't take anybody. Like I got a waiting list over 100 people. Because my team would literally, you'll bring us on, you'll give us our retainer, and we would literally make somebody $250,000 in a month off of like a $5,000 ad spend. And we would consistently do that to the point where I was just like, yo, why are we making everybody else all this money? We're only getting this. I don't really want to partner with them. So how about I just continue the clients we have, keep those going, and let me focus on my own products, my own hire myself as a client, and then focus on partnerships with different influencers or celebrities and things like that, but only really pick the right people. So that birthed the company, Awazar Technologies, where we built out a technology. Well, now we're going to do this same structure on testing out hundreds of products, seeing what float to the top. Once we know what floats to the top, we're going to take that and we're going to pick an influencer and we're going to match them up with a product. And we're going to make the next Kylie Jenner with the next Kylie Cosmetics. And then the next component to that is called Social Seed. We changed the way that fans support their favorite influencer.
Okay.
So we're going to make it where your top 1,000 fans could invest in your product before launch.
Dang. Goodness gracious. Okay, first off, so you partner with influencers. I just got over 100,000, so I'm technically...
You're influencer.
I'm technically an influencer right
there?
now. So we can put something together? We can partner?
I got to run it through the team.
That means I'm going to need that retainer, regardless, brother.
No.
Okay, how cool we are. Give me that retainer. I respect it, though, because if we can... You make $250,000 a month, like, yeah, I could do that.
Yeah, it's easy. But you'll be surprised how easy it is. People think once you have the data, you can do whatever you want with that data. You can literally take lookalike audience, which is basically when somebody buy your product, you can have 100 people that purchase. And what it tells Facebook is, hey, Facebook take all that information, they put it all in one little bundle, and then they see what all attributes do they have that's similar.
Right.
And then they go and look at your interests, see what you're interested in, who are you following, and they go find more people that look just like that.
Right.
So if you like Pretty Ricky, David Shands, and Jordan shoes, and you purchase from Spectacular, then 9 out of 10, if you find people that like those 3 things, 9 out of 10, they're going to like me too.
Gotcha.
So they'll put that 100 people in a bucket and go find 1 million more people that's just like that. And once you find 1 million more people like that and you put your same as that product right in front of them, sales skyrocket.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, I wanna like go back and then get back to where we are. But Pretty Ricky, how old were you when y'all started? And how did y'all start?
Pretty Ricky.
Are y'all real friends or somebody put that together? Put y'all together?
Nah, we family, man.
Like real blood family, or
Diamond is my brother. Baby Blue, I keep calling him. It's government. My bad.
Okay. So Blue is your blood brother.
Yeah.
Your blood brother.
Yeah.
Same parents.
Same mom, same dad.
Oh wow.
And then Slick is my cousin. And then P, we knew him for so long, we call him a brother. But, that's a childhood friend.
Mm-hmm.
So we already had like chemistry. I literally never wanted to be a rapper.
Really?
I got forced to be a rapper.
What did you want to do before this whole...
I just wanted to be an entertainer. I used to just be in a dance group, dancing on stage, having fun. And it's great we did the interview in Miami, right? Because in Miami, they call dancing booty shaking. That's what they call it, booty shaking. And that's all I cared about was dancing on stage. I used to dance in front of 3,000 fans. They call it the Omni, the National Guard, Martin Luther King Parade. I was always on stages. So my dad used to see me.
Hold on, you were always on stages doing what?
Dancing. I used to be in a dance group, like dancing.
So you were
on
in a
stage.
dance group?
Yeah.
So this wasn't a
dance
hobby.
groups.
This ain't something you just like to do. Like you were actually competing.
Yeah, we compete. Yeah, we did all that.
How'd you put the dance group together? Were your brother was Pretty Ricky a dance group first, or
no? So
you was doing?
So it was something I was doing, and then Blue seen what I was doing, and he jumped in. He was in the dance group too. He wasn't the best, but he could. He had a little solo that he could do. He could make the crowd get on their feet.
Right.
So we was in a group called Baby Forever Nasty.
Baby Forever Nasty.
Yeah.
That was the name of the group?
That was the name of the group. And we was all like in middle school. We was all in middle school and even elementary in 5th grade because the main group name was Forever Nasty. And they was the group that was teaching us. So we was Baby Forever Nasty.
How old was the Forever Nasty group?
They was in high school and some was out of high school, like just out of high school.
Forever Nasty. And then y'all was Baby. Yeah, that's funny. So what did they end up doing? Anything? Do you still know those people?
Yeah, actually, one of the main people that taught me how to do dance routines and everything literally reached out to me the other day and asked me to mentor them.
Really?
Yeah, it went 360.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you Baby Forever Nasty. That might be the name of the podcast, Baby Forever Nasty. So Baby Forever Nasty, and you're dancing, and then what?
So once I was in the dance group, my dad got out of prison. He was in prison for 12 years.
Really?
Yeah, he got out of prison. And when he came around, he used to see me in the dance. He didn't like it. He just felt like, certain people, street dudes ain't really like the dancers. And then the dancers weren't really rocking with the street dudes. So it was like so my dad, he's a straight hardcore street dude. It's like, man, you around here dancing, man, that's for gay guys. That's for punks, right? Like, he used to talk crap to me. Like,
really?
Yeah. So it's like, if you're going to do that, get in the group with your brothers. So that's what made them put me on the stage with them. So I was the dude that was just on stage dancing. They'll rap. I'd be up there dancing, doing my thing. And one day, the producer named Jim Johnson, he did all the biggest records right now. He's like all the #1 records by the biggest names in the industry. It's like, yo, why you get put Spec on the songs? I mean, Spec can't rap. I can't. I don't want to rap. So it's like, man, all right, put him on the song. They put me on the song. And it was history. I did my one little verse. Once, they never heard no girl scream that loud before. They was like, you know what? Put him on all the songs.
What song was that where like people really started feeling it?
It was a song called Ching Chang. It's throwback, bro.
I see these names, Ching Chang, Forever Nasty.
Yeah.
You got Baby Forever Nasty.
Yeah. It was back then,
Ching
man.
Chang.
It was,
Do you remember your bars?
Nah, I ain't. Nah,
You
stop.
remember?
No, siree.
So you would rap and then like the girls go crazy.
They would go crazy. And I was always like I used to be in weight training back then. So when I was in all my high school, I was in weight training. So by the time I took my shirt off, they damn near fell out in the damn crowd. Cause like I was built for my age. Mm-hmm. So the average 18-year-old wasn't really built. 17-year-old wasn't really built like I was. Cause I was just in the gym every day, heavy weight training. So that helped out. So now I'm in the group Pretty Ricky.
So
now,
how'd y'all come up with the name? Do you remember?
So our name was Pretty Ricky and the Mavericks.
Who was Ricky?
Nobody was Ricky, bro.
I'm thinking somebody was like Ricky, but
nobody was Ricky, bro. I don't know where that came from. Nah, honestly, so my older brother was in the group, and in one of his songs that went viral before we was like, actually like, we was on the bench, right? And then my big brother, he was the main person. He was like the Nelly, basically. Right. And he was taking off in Miami. His name was Papa Smurf, right? And in the song, one of the songs, he was like, the ladies called him Pretty Ricky Ricky. Like, girl, that's thicky, thicky, thicky. So like that was one of his little lines. And everybody was like, you the Pretty Ricky Ricky. Like everybody used to come up to him and say that to him. And me, Slick, and Baby Blue was the Mavericks. We was the Mavericks. So they put him together with us so he can give us some steam and make us grow faster. Mm-hmm. So he was popping. We was on the bench, but we was the heartthrobs, but we was just waiting for our time. Right. We came together as Pretty Ricky and the Mavericks. And then as we perform and after the show, girls were like, Pretty Ricky and the Mavericks, who Pretty Ricky? And they always point at me. It's like, he Pretty Ricky? They just named me the Pretty Ricky.
Yeah, you couldn't be a Maverick.
Yeah, I couldn't be a Maverick. It's like, I was the Pretty Ricky guy now. So now they start calling me Pretty Ricky. So my brother ain't like that, of course, because now that, you know, and then like everybody, all the record labels and everybody was like, well, he doesn't fit us because he's my older brother. Mm-hmm. And we was all young, the same age. So they made him back a solo artist and then made us a group. And then we was Pretty Ricky and the Mavericks. My brothers was the Mavericks. Pleasure joined the group. And now we have a singer and 3 rappers. Pretty Ricky and the Mavericks. And then we got signed to Atlantic Records after we created Grind on Me. Mm-hmm. Was the first song we ever did with Pleasure.
Crazy.
Out the box.
Let me ask you real quick before you go into that. Did your brother feel away when he almost got kicked out of the group he came to help?
Technically.
Did he get mad or was he like, all right, great, because I didn't want to be around all these people. They Pretty Ricky anyway?
I just think it was kind of uncomfortable based on the audience. Because imagine you performing in front of a crowd and then when you come up, you don't really get no screams like that. Right. And then we come up, it's because it's just 2 different demographics. So I don't know if he felt uncomfortable or not. I'm pretty sure he probably did based on like the reactions.
You ever talked to him about it?
Nah, I never really talked to him about it. Never really talked to him about it.
Still doing music?
Nah, he ain't doing music.
No?
Nah.
What's he doing? Do you know? I mean.
My brother passed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he passed from a brain aneurysm.
Oh my gosh. How long ago?
When he was 34, and that was like 3-4 years ago.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
God won him early. It is what it is.
Yeah. Golly. So
I never really asked him that. I never really asked him that, but I know that he felt some way because of how it all turned out. Like he was like the main person, and then from being the main person and not being the main person, I think that had a toll on him.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like he used to have the Vans with his face wrapped on it. It went from his face to our face now. You know what I'm saying? So I think that it probably was something there.
Yeah. But I mean, but y'all relationship never strained.
Yeah, we was always good.
Good,
We was
good,
like, we had that Virgo to Virgo. I don't know if you know Virgos to Virgos, but we airtight. Like, you know, he was always like, yeah, he was like the main man.
Wow. So y'all make the song "Grind on Me,"
Mm-hmm.
and it's just out of here.
So basically, what happened was they had the song, and they took the song, and every day they just played it one time a night. And they called so many times, like, yo, if you don't
play
my
radio station,
Grind on Me, Power 96, we broke the record for the #1 most requested record in the history of the radio station. It went viral. It went crazy. And this was before they had any social media. Mm-hmm. So when we used to perform so many times, we would we'll perform one time, then 2 times a day, then it went to 3 times a day. And every time we did a show, we got booked for another show.
Wow.
And my dad understood the reciprocation rule. So what he would do is he would tell them, even though at the time they was offering us money to perform, he would say, nah, you owe me. Do me a favor. Or whenever I need you, just be there for me. Or get us another show. We'll do it for free. Just get us another show. And we was performing so much. When they say Pretty Ricky and the Mavericks is coming to the stage, all the girls are rushed to the stage just by hearing the name because we performed so much. Dang. And we practiced on our craft of performing before we even really understood music.
What do you mean? What was that regimen look like?
Because we would go and practice literally every day for 4 hours. For years. At least like 7, 8 years before we finally popped. Every day.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. So y'all practicing 4 hours a day, every day for years.
For years. Only we probably like the weekends, we probably wouldn't do it because we'll be out performing. But weekdays, because we know we had a show coming up on the weekend. So we'll perform every day till the weekend come.
Perform pretty much the same songs though.
Same exact thing. Repetition. Every single day. The same exact show. Every single day.
Wow. Which explains why you guys, y'all popped. Not only are you performing on a regular basis, you're practicing on a regular basis, meaning you got this routine down. Y'all not going to miss a beat.
We never missed a beat.
Goodness gracious.
Never missed a beat. Yeah. And it took off. We, Grind on Me went platinum. Your Body went platinum. On the Hotline went platinum. Like, worldwide.
So that was a good run of music. Mm-hmm. When did it start to slow down?
So it slowed down when my father was handling all the money. He was the record label. He was the manager, which is already a conflict. We was 18 coming in the game. So we was.
Your dad was a manager this whole time?
He was the manager. Then he had somebody help him manage. Right. Then he transitioned to the label owner. And then we had like a manager that he had doing his work for him, but the day-to-day of it. But yeah, he didn't really make too many great decisions because he understood the streets. Excuse me. He understood the streets, but he didn't understand the corporate. When you go corporate, it's a whole nother beast. You got to understand that paperwork. You got to understand how to get in those rooms and have those conversations. And he knew it good enough to get us in the door, to get us platinum, but he couldn't take it to that, to the next level. He had to pass that off, and I think it was too late before he realized he had to pass it off. Wow. He made some bad investments with the money and just left me broke,
when
zero.
You say bad investments with the money, investing in your career just in the wrong way, or invested in
other stuff, just doing stuff that ain't had nothing to do with music.
Really? Mm-hmm. Did he ever? Was he talking to you about it, or he was just doing it?
We had family meetings all the time, but we didn't really have a say in how he did the business. He'll bring us around certain environments so we can see, because he was always mentoring us on the game and integrity is everything. Your name is everything. If you tell somebody you're gonna do something, you do it. Different morals and negotiation skills, how to make money. He taught us all that. But he didn't understand how to invest and how to deal with the big boys when it came to certain infrastructures.
Got you. So y'all, pretty much independent. Your manager just creates a label and signs you all to the label that he created. So y'all are independent.
But he controlled everything. So we're not independent. He's independent.
Oh, man.
It's the difference.
Did he sign other people to his label?
We signed a couple people, but it never took off because, like I said, the infrastructure and understanding certain things to have a successful business, he only could take it so far without the right talent. He was running it like street hustle. He put people in place, but that wasn't their expertise. Imagine going to hire somebody that all they do all day is marketing and you put them on payroll. Imagine hiring somebody that builds companies for a living and you have them as your COO. Right. Like he didn't have any of that. He had Pookie, literally Pookie. Right?
His name was Pookie.
Nah, it's real, like that was his nickname, Pookie. You had Pookie. You had freaking, like you had the road manager, you had him, and you had my brother trying to run the whole label. There's no way. And then I started on the social media stuff because I felt like it was lacking, right?
So hold on. So you were doing the social media for
Pretty Ricky.
Yeah. Because it was lacking. And this is like Twitter, Facebook days.
Yeah, MySpace days. I made us number one on MySpace. At the time they had like 100 million users. I was the number one profile. Pretty Ricky was the number one profile.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. So when you feel the decline, what's going on through your head when you're like, yo, this music stuff, it's not.
Nah, one day he told us we was broke. We was like, we ain't had no money. It's like, that's it. We got to figure out what we doing.
How you just one day, yo, we ain't got no money, y'all. And I know you're thinking, hold on, we sold how many records? We doing shows all the time.
$50,000 shows, just handing them 100% of the money.
So are you questioning how? How did we go broke, Dad?
He's not a dad you question. It's not one of those ball games. You know, it's not one of those like, yo, what you do? Go get Jazzy Jeff. Want those issues.
Wow.
Yeah, but like he's just like, yo, this is it. Like we ain't nothing.
And what's going on through your head? What are you feeling in your heart right now?
I never like really cared about money. So to me, it wasn't nothing. It was when he kicked me out though. He kicked me out of the house. We had a debate about something, right? And
with music?
It was about somebody in the music industry, right?
Are you allowed to talk about it?
I don't really want to talk about it, right. But it was somebody in the music industry. We was doing like, it was like we was working on like a huge record that we felt was huge. And there was another artist, but he wasn't really rocking with the artist, got mad, like got upset, like just kicked me out the house. I have no money, no clothes. I have nothing. It was me, Jamie, and my son.
Wow.
Yep.
How long ago was that?
That was, I don't know. I don't know when that was. I think, 2012 or something like that?
Wow. So you rocking with Jamie for a minute. Shouts out to Jamie.
Yeah.
I like Jamie, man. She's so sweet, but she's a powerhouse. At the same time, you could tell she just has a heart for people, man. So shouts out to Jamie. That's amazing. So y'all was in the house and he kicks y'all out the house.
Out. I ain't had no wheels, no money,
with his
no
grandchild.
Clothes. Yep, out.
Dang. And was that the end of the relationship?
It went sour after that. You know, it went sour because it was just like, for real. He offered me to come back. But at that point, I was like, nah.
And what were your plans?
So Jamie mom told me I could come stay at her house for 6 months. And I went there and that's the time I got that call from Maddie J. Right when I got kicked out.
Really? Mm-hmm. So Maddie calls you and said, yo, you can make money on Twitter. Let's make this money.
Mm-hmm. He was getting a referral fee. That's when they was giving out the iPads and all that. Mm-hmm. But it was a blessing, you know, because I wouldn't have been doing what I'm doing right now in terms of monetization, because I was already, you know, kind of dipping and dabbing in it. But when he told me that, I was like, oh, what's this? And then that was game over. At that point, I was like, oh, I gotta go hard. Not only I ain't got no money, mom's let me live for free in a little room Jamie grew up in.
Dang.
I went in a little den on a little computer, and they had to beg me to come to sleep. Like I was sleeping probably 3-4 hours a day, if that.
You know what's so cool too? Because you have like the habit of work ethic. So whether it's the music, practicing every single day, if you don't have that to work towards, whatever else you put your hands on, you're going to like give it that same intensity.
And it was kind of a blessing that I didn't have to worry about money with him. He handled all the money. So my mind was always on focus on the growth in the craft and everything I needed to do to perfect. So once I kind of perfected it, I knew the money was going to come. And I didn't have to worry about it because he was handling it. So it kind of put me in a position where I don't care about money. Like I could lose everything tomorrow and it don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah.
Like literally take everything, zero, down to $0. Like I'll be cool.
Going through what you went through, were you and your dad and your mom together at that point?
No.
Going through that situation with your dad, just as a man, right? How did that affect you as a father? Do you see anything of your dad in you?
I would say yes, based on his temperament. But understanding that is an issue it's a pro and a con. But I know how to control it better because I know it's something that I can turn on and turn off when I need it.
Do you feel yourself like even to your son, right? You have a son, right?
Yeah, 2.
Okay. You have two sons.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever see yourself as that person? Like you don't talk to you don't question daddy. Because it could be necessary, but at the same time, it may restrict freedom of speech, right?
Nah, I'm real open with my kids. Like I let them express themselves. Like I'm a strong believer in like let them go on the path they want, and I help guide them through that process. So if I see them about to go left, and I know it's like a pothole over there, like I let their feet get like right on the edge of it so they can feel it a little bit, but still save them, you know? Yeah. And that's kind of like, I'm that type of dad where I let them feel it, I let them experience it, but not let them take that big ass L where they just going to be devastated, but they still take a micro L.
Have you ever sat down and talked to your dad about how you feel though?
Yeah, on TV, Love and Hip Hop. I literally cried on TV.
Really?
Yes, cried on TV. And that's how me and him immense our relationship. On TV. Like, it was real. Cried like that. Like, yeah. And ever since that, we've been cool.
Amazing.
From TV. Who would have thought? Love and Hip Hop.
That's crazy.
Miami.
So you're on Love and Hip Hop. And for the most part, most people don't know how to monetize that. But you did.
Yeah, I monetized.
Clearly.
Yeah.
How did you not let it like go bad for you? Because it goes bad for a lot of people.
So I basically put myself in positions where I can be myself versus it being like, I just think I just brought a different dynamic versus a lot of people on the show really don't have their monetization strategy set up. They go on, they get the hype, they do everything but the monetization strategy. I already had my strategy going in. I was like, what would Diddy do if he was in this situation? And you know, it's crazy thing. I ask myself these questions. If I want to answer, I'll say, what would this person do in this situation? And I get real answers because you know how that person thinks based on the way they move and the way you hear them talk, the way you see them do things. So when you ask yourself the question, what would this person do? You get a real answer.
Mm-hmm.
And the day that I met Diddy for the first time, I asked him the question. I said, what would you do if you was in this situation? He literally told me verbatim what I thought and executed on, he told me he would have did.
Wow.
So I utilized that for my employees too. They don't even ask me questions no more. They ask themselves, what would Spec do? And they get their answer.
Wow. So when they ask you a question, do you ask them, what do you think I would do?
All the time. But now I switch it on them just on leadership perspective. I say, what would you do? But if they got something that needs to get cleared by me, they first ask themselves, what would spec do? And they get their own answer, and they don't have to bug me because they already know what I'm going to say. So why you got to talk to me?
I'm starting to see why your company's growing so big.
It's very funny.
Nah, for real, man. Like, because you see it, and I feel like in your head, like you see, like, and I don't know, but I feel like you see these pictures of how things should be, like how things should go. And talking to you just on a personal level, just like outside of obviously this podcast, I've been able to talk to you and just identify how you think. It just seems like you think in pictures and like the things just should go together. You know what I mean? So when you're building your company, Adwazar, from kind of the cat parody and the kind of the viral cat and the celebrity parodies, was it Adwazar then? Or?
No, it was another company name. I rebranded it because when I first started the official company, I started taking other parody accounts that seen what I was doing, and they had a leaderboard on my likes. That was the traffic acquisition site. I was always number one. So I can see on the leaderboard everybody else. So I went to everybody and said, hey, listen, I'm number one. Clearly you under me, right? And
you're under me, clearly.
Right? So, because everybody can see the leaderboard. How about I take my same skill set on what I know how to do? You ain't got to do nothing. You sit back, you hand over the page to me, I'm going to monetize it and build it for you, and you give me a percentage. I locked down like 10 pages just off of that. So I took that same model and I transitioned it into Adwazar, where I rebranded it and I started focusing on celebrities and did the same as that partnerships.
You think you're smart?
Do I think I'm smart? Define smart.
Like the strategic thinker, just the smartest person in the room.
No,
for some
I'm not
reason,
the smartest
I feel like
in the room.
I don't feel like I'm I honestly don't feel like I'm that smart in terms of I can't say not intelligent, but there's some things that my mind just doesn't process. So right now, I still don't 100% understand how you monetize Twitter, even though you told me. And my mind's trying to follow it. And I'm like, all right, well, okay, you send people to the banner, but do they pay? And you systematize. That's why I feel like you see things in pictures. So in terms
of... Can you clearly define see things in pictures?
So for instance, I had a friend, he was never afraid to talk to women. That was always my thing. I always take the friend. I just know going into a situation, I'm going to take the friend. It's all good. But in his head, he knows how this thing's going to work out.
Right.
It's almost like
a visionary.
From walking up, what he's going to say, what she's going to say, how it's going to go, his rebuttal, where they're going to go later.
But that's based on experience. That's all that is. You can predict the future when you know what you know. And that's what happened with your boy. He done been through it so many times, he can already predict the next move.
The thing is, I think, so for instance, in these interviews, I never know how they're going to go. We've done over hundreds of them joints. And I don't, if I'm building a business, it's always like a real organic thing. Like we didn't run no ads to the morning meetup. We have like hundreds and hundreds of people in it. But literally day to day, I'm just focusing on delivering today. And I'm trying to get into it now, looking at the numbers and analytics, stuff like that. But I don't know if I put the whole play together in my head. I just keep walking. Like, remember I asked you, I got this product and this product, and I don't know what to do. You're like, well, okay, structure it this way, put it in the funnel. You're going to run traffic to that. And even after the call, I'm like, all right, I know what I'm going to do. And then I hang up. I was like, hold on, what did he say? I'm looking at my notes like, that's why I'm saying like smart. But you told me something. We was at a restaurant where you were like, yo, you don't even have to be smart. You said something like that earlier today. Explain that. Do you remember?
Yeah. No, I feel like people focus on the wrong thing to be wealthy. And the reality is, if you focus on certain key elements, key points, you can accomplish that. One is relationships. If you can master relationships, you'll get opportunities that the normal person would never get because they don't have the relationship. The second thing is making sure you have the drive to do it, being persistent and consistent. Those three, being consistent and persistent with the right networking skills to build relationships, the people skills, with those three as a combination for wealth.
Dang, that's crazy.
It's easy. And then by you knowing this information,
That joint just hit me.
you can utilize it in a way where you have the ups on anybody you meet because, that's trying to do the same thing you're trying to do because you understand that that's what you need. Because the information is going to come based on a relationship. If right now I wanted to start, let's say an e-com brand, and I knew nothing about e-commerce, I can call one of my relationships and now I know everything because he's just going to tell me.
And then you'll consistently work at it and be persistent once things don't go well. God, and it just hit me because the same example that I was using, like with this podcast, those are the only three things I have. I'm consistently dropping every single week. I'm persistent. I'm going to get the interviews, and I'm just focused on good relationships.
Done.
Dang, that's genius. You are smart.
Seriously. So now if you think about it, like we built our relationship, right? You decided you have morning meetup. You want to create more products to add more value to your audience. What we did, we got on a call, gave you my time, and we mapped out something crucial.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't know that before the call.
That's real. And I took a few keys, the ones that my brain would retain.
That's it.
And I started implementing. And actually, we just built the funnel. You're right, man. So I'm kind of smart a little bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Consistence, persistence, and relationships.
That's it. People skills.
Dang.
And that's why I always recommend at least 3 books. One is How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Classic.
Influence. Those are the relationship books. And then you have Think and Grow Rich, which is the mindset. And then once you get the money, Richest Man in Babylon.
We just finished that.
Yeah, that's fire book. Yeah, those are my books right there. And of course,
so hold on, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and then Influence.
Mm-hmm. And then Think and Grow Rich. Those are the 3. Those are the 3 that you need. Mindset, that's going to keep you consistent and persistent, and then building relationships with the other 2 books.
Okay. You know what? My next book, we're actually reading The Slight Edge right now. The next book for our book club is going to be How to Win Friends and Influence People. Yes, It is. Golly, that's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. Who are your mentors?
So I have 3 mentors. I have Master P, who's my mentor. And I think he just relates the most to me. Like he's just an overall mentor, just on life, my life mentor. And then you have Jeff Hoffman. He co-founded Priceline.com. I think he sold it for $64 billion. And then I have another mentor named David S. That mentors
David
me.
Shands or?
No. He said the name wrong. Yeah. But yeah, those are my 3 mentors.
So how did you get this relationship?
Adding value. I just added value to everybody, you know? Like P, I know that so many people come to him all the time. Like I see like real celebrities try to like rock with him, but he's a certain person that you gotta attract to you. And this is another part about building relationships. His main man, his right-hand man, his name is Juggy. I was building with Juggy when I was on the top of the world. I always treated him with respect. Every time I hit his city, I showed him love. I always called him, kept in touch with him, text him on holidays, give him calls randomly. And when I went to go meet Master P, guess who right on the side of him? Juggy. And guess what Master P gonna do? You know him? What you think about him?
Yeah.
And I pass with flying colors. building relationships.
Relationships, everything.
So now, when it came time to build another relationship, he was a stepping stool to help push me to the next level, which was building with Master P.
Gotcha.
So when I met Master P, I actively watched and seen what he needed and made it happen for him without him having to ask me anything. He jumped on Instagram. He had Master P Miller. I went and got a Master P. He jumped on Instagram. He had 5,000 followers. I got all his pages merged. He had 300,000. He jumped on with Master P with 300,000 followers. I got him verified. Because they need to know you, Master P. He started a charity.
Real quick, side note, and this is so selfish. Can you get me verified? I'm an influencer. I'm over $100,000. I'm sorry. I had to ask while I was fresh in my brain.
Yeah.
You think you can do something like that for me?
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, cool. Okay, proceed. I'm sorry.
But you know how social media go, they go in and out. They get fired, they get hired, so you got to make sure the plug is still there. I haven't utilized it in a while.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm sorry. Proceed. That was selfish.
So I ain't mad at you. Closed mouth don't get fed.
For sure.
So, another thing I love about action shall receive. So you don't ask, you shall not receive.
Gotta ask.
All right, so back to the story. So now he had a nonprofit where not a nonprofit, but he does his philanthropist work and he gives out hot plates, like 5,000 hot plates every single Thanksgiving. For Christmas, he give away thousands of toys to the kids, all in Compton. And I seen the charity. I hit all of my clients and got them posted on like 50 celebrity pages.
Wow.
And sent them the links.
Value. Adding value.
That's it. And I caught his attention because I'm doing what others ain't doing. Everybody got their hand out. And at that point, he invited me to come to his Bible study every week at his house. No Limit Bible Study.
He does a No Limit Bible study? Really?
He don't talk about it. Nobody knows like that.
Okay, P, I see you out here.
Every week.
I want to know what you learned from these people. Oh, real quick. So I got to ask, are you able to talk about the Disney World thing or is it still litigation?
Nah, it's still a little, yeah. It's a little.
Are you able to tell the story of what happened though? Or?
I can't tell a story yet, but I'll give you the story once I can tell a story.
Okay, yeah. That was... I saw the joint on Shade Room. I said, what? What is happening right now? But then they took it down, so that was cool. You must got a plug over there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right, cool. Give me, we're going to wrap this thing up. Give me something that you learned from all these mentors. So you said Jeff Hoffman, Master P, and David S. Is it David S. like?
Yeah, David Scheif. Scheif. Yeah.
Oh, Scheif. Okay, not Shands. Okay. Master P, give me one thing that you take away that you implemented that changed your life when you found.
Changed my life. You're in no competition with nobody but yourself. That bar was heavy on me. I went to buy my first house for the first time. And I had this house with the double stairs, Toll Brother house, big boy, it was millions for it. Then I had another house that was just Emma 2. It was just whatever, but it was fire still. It was still fire, but it wasn't the other one. And I called him, get my mentorship on. I was like, yo, P, I'm about to buy my first house. He's like, congratulations, bro. What you about to get? I was like, man, I don't know, man. It's 2 houses. I'm confused. It's like, is this one? Hit him with all the details, basketball court in the back, tennis court, all that. And then I was like, I got this one. It's dope, it's dope too. He was like, that's easy. He was like, who you trying to impress? You ain't in no competition with nobody but yourself. It's like, get in your first house, and if you like it, see how it work out. And once you understand how it work, then you go get the bigger house. But what hit me in the conversation was, who are you trying to impress? You ain't in no competition with nobody but yourself.
Dang, that's a bar. That's a bar because, I mean, especially just in this entrepreneurial world, because you're in this realm of entrepreneurship that everybody's doing great things and you don't want to be left behind or have people think that you're being left behind, and you start impressing people who don't really care.
Yeah.
They don't really care as much as you think they care about what you're doing.
They don't care.
They don't care.
They don't care. And the crazy thing is people go broke impressing people that's broke.
Gotta let that one sit for a second. Golly. Okay. David S.
It's just so much with him because I talk to him the most. It's just strategy with him. You know, it's just so much strategy, just like, it's just so much with him. It's not even a one thing. From him?
And maybe it's not something that he said.
He teaches, like, he basically teaches me how to, like, he's more of a strategy mentor. Like, if I come to him with an issue that I'm having, he'll just, like, give me, like, a different way, a different perspective on thinking about things. And, like, he just make me think even more outside of the box. Remember you said, do I think I'm smart? I think I'm a out-of-the-box thinker. Like, to me, it's no box. It don't even exist. You can't put me in a box that don't exist. That's why you will see me on stage on a millennial tour and you come back and I'm on Clubhouse talking in front of a bunch of other millionaires. And then you could see me doing a course and teaching, then writing a book. Like, it ain't no box. See me on TV, on a drama show. Like, it ain't no box. You cannot put Spec in a box. So he really, like, makes me think about things in a different perspective. That's what he's really great at.
Awesome. And Jeff Hoffman.
Jeff, get the money when you don't need it, because when you need it, they ain't gonna give it to you.
Were you in a situation where you needed the money or you trying to get the money? Where did you learn this lesson?
I learned the lesson when I was killing it and I was getting all these offers in. And I took nothing. To buy
your company?
Offers, like, in terms of capital, all these offers. Everybody want to invest, or lines of credit, like credit cards, like all of these different things. Excuse me. So all these different things was coming in. And then shit hit the fan for me. Because you see, I was making the money with the traffic acquisition. Facebook thought that people loved that. Everybody was clicking on it. It was getting 200,000 clicks. It was killing it. They did a survey, realized people hated it. They call it clickbait. They hated it. They suppressed it in their algorithms. So my company went from hundreds of thousands of dollars a month to like $40,000 in a month with $60,000, $50,000 in overhead. So that's when the conversation happened. It's like, Spec, you got to get the money when you don't need it, because when you need it, they ain't going to give it to you.
That's real. You got a real dope circle of mentors, man. You really, really do. And I really love talking to you, man, because I like the way you think. I really, really like the way, like, your perspective. And it's so it's almost like you'll say like a bunch of steps, but it seems like one step. I don't know how to, like, explain it, but I get it. It's hard explaining it. So that's why I ask you for advice, because not even for what you're going to say, but more so how you're saying it. You know what I mean? It's weird, bro.
Weird.
That's all. If I ever call you and I'm asking you random questions, okay, just know I need to, try to glean on what you think. So, one, I want to say thank you for coming on the show, man. You're just a real value add. And you don't have to help me. You know what I mean? Like, I think I know you through, like, other people. You showed up at my first event, which was really dope. And then you wanted like $15,000 to speak. I was like, I can't do it. But you ain't know me. You know what I'm saying?
Business is business.
Business is business. I ain't mad at you. But no, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man, because I don't think people really get a chance to, I mean, outside of Clubhouse, but really just in a relaxed format of just giving the game. Because you know what? You're never really on the mentor seat in Clubhouse. You're always the person hosting other people. So you're the one asking the questions for the most part that I see. Like you're facilitating, like you'll get all your friends together and you'll ask them questions. And I just don't get a chance to, now I do, but I don't get a chance to hear you kind of just mentor and teach outside of, your systems and strategy and stuff. So thank you. I appreciate it. I'll say something, think of something really deep, okay? Because you got to close this out with something deep.
Deep.
You got to be.
We ain't talk about my online business school.
Let's talk about your online business
we
school.
Like it's like this, like, right? And we stopped right at the agency, but see, it was like one more layer. Like the next layer was,
I don't got nowhere to go, Spec. Let's go. I'm trying to be respectful of your time.
It's another layer.
I'll talk to you for hours, bro.
It's another layer.
Let's go to the other layer. Okay, so, first off, what was the awards? You was like top 500 fastest.
Inc. 5000.
Inc. 5000. What is that? What is that list?
So basically, Inc. 5000, out of 18 million companies in America, Inc. magazine put together the top 5,000 fastest growing companies out of the 18 million. And my company was number 262nd out of 18 million companies.
Dang.
Fastest growing company. This year, we got 2 companies making. My agency is going to make it on there, and my academy is going to make it on.
Out of 18 million, there's a list of 5,000. Out of 5,000, you're like top 200 something.
Top 10%.
Dang. That's crazy.
That's right. Made the top 3%.
How long did it take you to do that?
3 years.
You started, 3 years later, you're one of the top 300 companies, fastest growing companies.
I started off my first year in business, I made like $60K. Then the second year, I had $700,000. My third year, I was at $2 million.
No. Okay. What did you do to go from 60 to 700? I need to know that. Something happened, bro.
No, it was those 3 key elements, bro.
Golly.
That's it. Like I ain't the sharpest tool in the drawer.
Consistency, persistence, and relationships, your network.
Yep. People.
And you have 2 companies that's going to make it this year.
2 this year, yeah. I think this year I'm gonna make like around like 2,000 on one and probably like 1,000 on the other.
2 different companies? Oh, because that
2 different companies.
Oh, so I'm sorry, but the one company, they made it already. So it's 2 fresh companies, or that same company?
I was already making it again for the second time.
Gotcha.
And then the academy is making it for the first time. So I made the list 3. It's going to be 3 times total.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's the hardest award to win in business.
What are the factors? Do you know?
Growth. How fast is your company growing? That's the only element. The second hardest award to win in business is the Entrepreneur 360 Award. That's an award that Entrepreneur Magazine facilitates. And they do it based off of innovation.
Entrepreneur 360.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do it based on innovation, revenue, leadership, and product.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I think those are the 4. And we made that list 2 times in a row.
Really? Dang.
Excuse me. Yeah, we made that list twice in a row. And it's for the best privately owned companies in America.
So with these awards in mind, because I honestly didn't even think of it. So I'm not do you focus on speed?
I love speed. I tell my team I'd rather speed any day. Let's fix it later.
Really?
Yep.
I'd
rather you 70% done than 100% lagging. Don't lag. Don't drag your feet. Don't try to be perfect. I need it now.
Love it. That's how you get on these lists.
I need it now. Break it, learn, get back at it. I let my team fail as much as they want to fail. But you have to learn throughout the process. So when they do things, they make mistakes, they go. You know what happens a lot of times when you have employees? They come to you like, oh, hey, Spec, I got this for $50. Should we buy it? Should we buy it? Yes or no? What would Spec say? Yes, go get it, right? Or, man, we got this project. this looks great. What do you think about it? Or, hey, Spec, this was wrong and this was wrong. I don't know what to do next. What do you think we should do next? So all of that goes out the window. It's no, this is what I tried. I tried this, and this works now. Just letting you know.
Or I tried this, and this, and I'm stuck now. But you're more satisfied because we went through some innovations of trying to figure this thing out.
Right. I'm stuck, and this is the solution I'm thinking of. If you come to me with a problem, you should be coming to me with a solution. Don't come to me with any problem without a solution.
Oh, golly, this is heavy. And I just realized that I haven't been focused on speed, me personally. So I had this course, and I shot the course. It's pretty much done. It's just, it's done now, and we're getting ready to release it. But it was supposed to be ready for Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be ready in like April.
Yeah.
I shot the joint. I shot it. Supposed to be ready like April, May. Then it was supposed to be ready for Black Friday. Then it was supposed to be ready for Christmas. Then it was supposed to be ready for the first of the year. But I haven't been focused on speed.
You would have been fired a long time ago.
I would have had to fire myself. Because it's like the funnel people and the emails and all that kind of stuff.
No, I'm being literal. You got to fire yourself. You're holding yourself back. That's the issue. You got to put somebody in place, leave them accountable, give them a deadline, and tell them they need to make it happen. They would have got done a long time ago.
I need to focus on speed, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Dang, this is good.
Building your team out. Because if you build your team out and you leave them accountable for it, then they have to make the deadline. It won't keep dragging. It's only dragging because you're the owner, you're the CEO. So you can drag your own stuff and not be accountable for it. Or you can just get an accountability partner. That's another game changer. And put money on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You ain't going to lie to yourself. You get your accountability partner every single week, Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time zone. Get on the call. You're going to talk about relationships, your relationship. You're going to talk about health. You're going to talk about learning in your business. Those are the 4 things you're going to talk about. And out of those 4 things, you need to put a dollar amount on whatever is the most important. And if that course is that, then you need to put $100, $200, whatever's going to make you move. You need to be accountable. And how you be accountable? You got to lose something. That's how you move.
Yeah, big facts. Oh my gosh. All right, so tell me about the academy and why you built it.
Right. So the reason why I built the academy is because every successful business is solving a problem. And I feel, after having numerous conversations with people who went to college is literally scamming people. It's set up like a scam. We're going to give you information that you don't believe in. Because if you believed in it, you have a money back guarantee. What do you buy without a guarantee? Name one thing other than school that you would buy with no guarantee. I have a product. The product is the school information. If you believe in it, say, yo, this don't work for you, get your money back. That leave them accountable to making sure that's A1, right? Making sure they put accountability behind the information they teaching.
Right.
It makes it better that way. You'll have more success stories. And I think if a professor know the book from the front cover to the back cover, then why he ain't in the Rolls Royce? Why he ain't in the brand new Tesla? Why he's struggling? If he know everything. So that shows that information in that book ain't everything. And if millions of people graduate every single year, why it's not millions of more millionaires based on the graduates? I ask in my training, I do a training. Whenever I do my training, I say in my training, do you think college was worth your investment? I would say 100% of the time, I get like 99% hell no's. So what I decided to do was I decided to do something about it. I'm not a talker. I don't really talk much. And even like people was like, oh, Spec, you work in silence or you move in silence. When I don't try to work in silence, move in silence. It's just like, I'm just straight to it. Like, let's go. So that was a problem. So I wanted to do something about it instead of just talking about it. So I went and created my own business school. So, all right, I created my business school. I preach, never reinvent the wheel. Success leave breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So I went to Harvard. So I was like, oh, everybody all, geeked up about this.
You went to Harvard?
I went to Harvard. You know that? That thing was everywhere. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I went to Harvard. But I went to Harvard.
I knew you was smart, yo. I knew it.
Man, this man crazy. I went to Harvard so I can figure out their systems. I didn't care about the information. I wanted to know their systems. How was they teaching? How did the professor break? Like, what was the type of questions the professor was asking? What was the curriculum? Like, how did they break their stuff down? And I took everything that I felt was the best from that situation and I implemented it into my online business school. And they teach based on case studies. So I took that element and I added that element to my business school. They have professors, but I'm a strong believer in you can only take me as far as you got yourself.
Facts.
So how you going to teach me how to have $1 million business if you never had $1 million business? If I want to get to $100 million, how you going to teach me how to get there if you've never been there yourself? Mentors are the GPS to success. That's how you're going to get there in a record-breaking time. They're going to talk to you and tell you what moves to make, how to get there the quickest. So when I realized that, I said, okay, I'm going to replace the professors and I'm going to add millionaire mentors. People that's already where you want to be at in life based on the skill set. So not putting somebody in there to talk about all topics. Only talk about the topics that you're proficient at.
Yeah.
So if you're proficient at sales and you did $40 million in sales, come here. Come sit in the seat. I need you to teach my students. You do marketing? You spend $1 million in a month? Oh, okay. Come sit down, teach my students how to do Facebook and Instagram ads.
I like it.
Oh, you're a leader? Okay. How many people you lead? You lead 2,000 people and they're gun-ho about you? All right, come on. I need you to teach my students how to do leadership. And so on and so forth. And that's how I built out the academy. So you're learning from real life people who killing it right now. Not I'm going to get this information. I ain't going to tell nobody this. You know those people. I ain't going to tell nobody this. Ain't nobody going to know about this. And they keep it to themselves. And that's what keep us back because we get the information and we get told the game is to be sold, not told. Don't introduce them to the plug. When I go with Katie and Mary and them, they introducing me to every goddamn body. So just implementing what I've learned from that and put accountability into it. Giving them their own mastermind groups where they meet once a month. They talk about their issues, personal, business, and have a sounding board. Giving them a way to have micro goals instead of massive goals. Because in life, you got to have micro goals so you have micro celebrations until you get to that goal. But we demotivated until we get to that main goal because we didn't get to it yet. So we get turned off. But if you got little micro goals, you're getting celebrations and you got the morale still up until you get to the big goal. So I put that into the school also. So not only you got the accountability, but I make everybody get accountability partners. Second thing is making sure they know how to execute on their tasks. Call it the power list.
This is fire, bro. This is crazy.
And then, it's funny, man. And then you have the millionaire mentors. And then we give everybody, we dedicate everybody to a main person. So if they have questions, they can get unstuck. Because a lot of people give up because they're just stuck and they got questions and they ain't got nobody to talk to. So as soon as you get into the program, you do your orientation.
Just like a college. Just like, this is a university.
Orientation. We're going to map out how we do things. What's our core values? How we rock around here? How we support each other? So if somebody fall down at the finish line, you dusting them off and say, come on, let's go. We got this. They give you a problem, you shoot them back a solution. No judge zone, and we build a community, right? And then you have that. And then after that, you get a welcome call. We welcome you. welcome to the family. Let me know you need anything. I'm your designated contact. We rock with you.
Wow.
Q&As twice a week. Whatever questions you got, we here to answer them for you.
Amazing.
We ain't leaving until you ready. And then I jump on and I meet all my students. Talk to my students. We talk. Have conversations. I want to know about you. What's going on? Why did you purchase the program? All right, what's going through your mind? How can I help you? What are your challenges? And really know and understand who I'm marketing to so I can know exactly how to deliver the best product to them. And on that note, they can text my number, 786-661-1224. Text me the hashtag masterclass and just text me masterclass.
Is there anything we could just like special for our listeners?
Okay. Matter of fact, don't text that number. All right. we got something. So
just click the link below. Okay. It'll be in the bio or it'll be in the caption. I just want to be able to do something special for the listeners, man. Because I mean, they've been studying at your feet for the last almost hour and a half. And I mean, you're really, really dropping gems. And I just want to know, if there's something that we could do. I don't know, but click the link. If there's something that we can do, it will be.
Yeah. A little link somewhere.
Yeah, a little link somewhere.
Yeah.
Love you, Spec. All right. Okay. So how many people are in the university?
7,000.
Got 7,000 people?
Well, Harvard before Harvard became Harvard. Self-education is key.
Which means this thing works.
Oh,
you don't get
sure.
7,000 people in a
program.
For
sure it works. For sure.
Dang. Okay, I need to join.
So
I definitely did. I know you got me. I'm in. Okay, I'm just gonna wait till you give me the promo code that you give everybody else. But count me in. Okay, listen, I will be at orientation with you. Okay, so let's join this thing together. Let's graduate together. You know what I'm saying? Let's graduate through the ranks by building 7, 8, 10 figure businesses. So, all right, cool. I gotta do a quick commercial. Okay,
all right, let's go.
Because this episode is sponsored by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com. It's the only community that gathers every single day, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the betterment of entrepreneurs. So, Spec, what we do is every month we have a theme. So this month, the theme is the millionaire mindset. And we're interviewing millionaires. I was going to ask you, but it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Where you at? But we have a lot of people from Cali. But you be on Clubhouse till 3 o'clock in the morning. So
I go to sleep when you got to get me as soon as I'm about to go to sleep for a quick 30.
You go to sleep, absolutely. Yeah. So I just been interviewing millionaires, like just to identify how you think. And we came to the conclusion, man, you all think differently. You see things differently. You see stuff in pictures.
You still got to explain the picture thing, man.
Yo,
I'm still trying to figure out that
absolutely
analogy.
So some people's minds are very cloudy, and it's clouded with all the stuff from the day, all the stuff we see on Instagram, I can't really see the whole picture on how this thing's working out, and I get super frustrated because I don't see the finish line. But if you can see the whole picture, you can see all the trees, you can see the sky is blue, you can see there's a car that's red, you can see like everything that's in this picture, and even before it actually happens. So you can put it together and say, hold on, there's a picture I see in my head of how this thing's supposed to work out. But what's going on right now, that red car that's in the picture in my head, it's not there. We need to put it there. Meaning, I see in the picture, we're supposed to be, first year, we're supposed to be at $100,000 a month. We're not there. What do we have to do to make sure what I see in reality looks like the picture in my head? And I'm working on that. I'm working on completing the vision and being able to see what's missing in reality versus the dream. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm foggy because I need to be in the court. I need to be in the university. I need to be in the class.
See what I'm saying? You got to get in there, man.
100%. 100%.
You gotta, the way you come in is the way that you leave.
Absolutely.
Come in, ready to go.
And for the sake of this particular commercial, the morning meetup is the best way to be in a group.
Yeah.
Hey, but just keeping it, I want to be clear. I'm an amazing coach, okay? However, we've built some really good things. But I always think, even I was talking to you, you was like, yo, I don't feel like I really made it yet. And no matter what level you're on, we had this debate that I don't feel like there's a moment. There's not like this big moment where you feel like you made it, because whatever you're doing right now, when you're looking at the Master P's and the Jeff Hoffmans, you may feel accomplished, but you feel like there's more in you because Jeff is pulling you. Right? And by the time you get to where Jeff is, Jeff might be somewhere different. And you're like,
ain't no
like,
catching Jeff. Yeah, Jeff.
He's like, come on, nah, Spec, there's more in there.
Yeah,
So
Jeff is the reason why we can print out boarding passes. Like, he invented that.
What?
Yeah. He invented the machine that prints out the boarding pass. He invented that whole system. People used to have to wait in a long line to wait to the counter to get their boarding pass before he invented those little kiosks.
What?
Yes.
Can you introduce me to Jeff? Can I get him on the podcast?
I'll think about that.
You said you got to ask. And I'm going to be consistent. I'm going to be persistent. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get him in my network. But anyway, go to themorningmeetup.com. You can join me, my successful friends, and literally every morning is hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs that are gathering every single day. And every month we have a theme. Every month we have a book club. So we just finished Richest Man in Babylon. And there are people who haven't read a book ever from cover to cover. And because we're breaking it down every day, they're finishing books. It's really, really amazing. So go to themorningmeetup.com. You can start just for, give you a little something special. You can start for just $1. Just $1. Try, test it out. Actually, I think I learned that from you. I did learn that from you. Remember, we were on the Power Circle call. Shouts out to the Power Circle. Be a part of the Power Circle.
PowerCircle.org.
PowerCircle.org.
Power Circles with an S, because we all in Power Circles.org.
100%. We were on the call and you introduced me to the $1 trial. You said, yo, you see the freaking picture, Spec. You said, yo, just give people an opportunity to test it out, to see if they like it. Do the trial for $1 for 7 days. And I said, you could do that in ClickFunnels? You're like, yes. And you're like, yo, just click here. Da-da-da-da. Got it.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be in an environment. And ever since that, we brought in hundreds of people.
It's low entry. When you can make a consumer come into your element without thinking twice, you won. Because it's nothing going to stop them. When you can remove the resistance is either three things. One, they don't see the value. Two, they don't feel like it's a good fit. Three, they don't have the finances for it.
They don't see the value, they don't feel like it's a good fit, or they don't have the money.
Exactly. That's the only only three reasons why somebody wouldn't buy from you.
So with this $1 trial, oh my gosh, because I didn't know why. I figured I was doing it because, we just kept let them taste test it, right? But in this way, I can identify, they can identify, oh, this is a good fit. Because in their head, they don't know if it's a good fit or not. But for $1, they can do it. They can see the value. Because, all right, for 7 days, you're going to get a freaking conference for a week. And then they realize, wow, that I have the money. Because even after that, it's only $79. But they could be able to compare, for the value, for sure, $79 is nothing.
Done.
That was the dopest commercial we've ever given. So go to themorningmeetup.com. Golly, I love this interview. Go to themorningmeetup.com. I can't wait to see you in the morning. Okay, Spec, I got to ask you, before you give us something deep on the closeout, I like to make predictions on the podcast. And I want to know where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years so that I can watch this interview 5 to 10 years from today and say, yo, Spec said he was going to do this. And look, he actually did it.
It's actually dope. I like that. In 5 years.
5 to 10.
5 years, my school is definitely going to be one of the most talked about schools on the planet. Is one thing. Second thing is, in 5 years, I'm going to have some major product wins.
What does that look like?
Products that everybody, at least one of them that everybody has to use. Like right now, everybody
like the passport joint. Like, is that what you're thinking?
Like similar, yeah, something like that. Like something that, like I need this. Like Uber, people need that. You need Uber. Come on, now. You need Uber.
Gotta have Uber.
Amazon, like I need Amazon. I need that. It's gonna be at least one thing that I create that the people will need. And that's gonna be my moment I talked about.
That's gonna be your moment.
5 to 10 years. That's gonna be the moment.
I love it. And you don't even know what it is yet.
I might have it already.
Do you have it?
I might have it already.
Do you think is it like something that you're thinking of, like that you're working on that you think you got? Or you're just saying, in my life, there's something that I'm missing that I don't see just yet?
I think I have it. I'm working on something that's going to disrupt the world in terms of putting money into the Black communities for ownership.
Can I be a part of that? You said you asked, bro. I'm going to be consistent, too. I'm going to be persistent. You already my man, so.
Yeah, but listen, you will be a part of it, though. You will be a part of it. This is one thing that I talked about earlier. It's called Social Seed, where we're going to have it where people get to actually have ownership in products, viral products, big products that's killing it, that they would never get the opportunity. When you try to invest, you got to become an accredited investor.
Right.
You know what that means? You got to have over $200,000 and it doesn't even count your house. So if you got $1 million house, still don't matter. So it's either $200,000 personally or $300,000 with your spouse included, or over $1 million in net worth. What average? So if you see a good deal that you can literally take advantage of, you as an intellectual can't even take advantage of it because they have systems in place for us not to take advantage. Because guess what? We all ain't got that.
You know what's so crazy? And not even too long ago, Obama finally made it to a point where you can create smaller crowd funds. He created some bill that kind of unlocked it a little bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Not yet, but like
he created, because it's like illegal, but now I think it's it's something where like the little guy can get into it. Somebody's going to comment and be like, Davey, you're an idiot. But yes.
But no, this is the point I'm making. It's like they put things in place to make sure we don't get what we deserve. Like, why I got to be a accredited investor?
Yeah.
It's like, I know it's other little reasons people going to come up with. Oh, no, it's because it is. No. I feel in my heart, it's so certain people don't get into certain plays to get to where they need to get to. It's like the music industry. Whoever was the puppet at the time, that's who they put on. Oh, yeah, I like that one. Yeah, make him famous, But now the gates are unlocked. Now everybody on SoundCloud is like, they can't control it no more. You can't control it no more. If you have the talent and you're able to stay persistent and consistent with music, you're going to pop. Sooner or later, something going to catch on fire. All you need is to hit one ball. One. You don't have to be right no times, but once. Once you right that one time, and I don't give a damn. You don't know how to swing at fastballs, don't hit fastballs. If all you know is curveballs, when that curveball come, you swing the bat as hard as you can. Sooner or later, if you keep swinging, you're going to knock something out the park. It's going to be life-changing. And they're scared of that. Wow. They're scared of that because if that happens, then guess what? It's more wealth in the Black communities. And guess what? The money circulates when it gets in the communities. When you go in, it goes to the corner stores. It goes to it's still in the community, right? The money changes hands. And now guess what? I got enough money to support your dream now.
Yeah.
I got enough money to support his dream now. And everybody is building, but it's things in place to make sure. It's like credit card companies. They discriminate, but people don't know they discriminate because they like, oh, they can't discriminate. No, they do. They don't market based on certain area codes. If you put a certain area code in, you automatically get denied. Why? Because they already know that area code has this certain amount of revenue coming in every single year. This your annual revenue. You don't fit the criteria.
Even if you do.
You don't fit the criteria. You in the wrong neighborhood. You don't get this card. And they're doing the same thing with investments. Like, why? Why I gotta be a credit investor?
I love it.
People come up with what they want to come up with, but that's my logic.
I can't wait to see it, my brother. Look, man. Thank you. I really, really appreciate you coming on, man. Please let the people know how they can contact you, how they can get in touch with you.
Definitely, I am spectacular on all social media platforms. Clubhouse is just spectacular. Hit me up on Clubhouse, dropping game constantly. The Power Circle, shout out to the Power Circle. Nonprofit. Hey, that's another thing that's going to be huge. It's going to be the biggest communities for people to come together, entrepreneurs to come together to share resources. The technology that's going to be built out for that is going to be crazy for people to come in and literally have one-on-one conversations, to be able to share resources and be able to have masterminds and accountability. It's going to be phenomenal. But yeah, make sure you guys check me out. Power Circles, if you do want to apply for Power Circles, all you got to do is make over 100,000. If you want to be a part of that community, go to powercircles.org and check it out. But other than that, you guys can text my number. I gave it to you guys earlier, but 786-661-1224. Hit me up. Ask me some questions. And actually, if you listen to this interview, every time you hear it, listen, drop me a comment, man, on my last post on Instagram. Let me know how you felt about this interview, because I want to know your thoughts. I can't really stalk the comments like that, but I look at my Instagram almost every day. All right? Hit me up.
Appreciate that, Spec. All right, man, close out with something, a word of wisdom, man. There's an entrepreneur out there that they're having a hard time. They're struggling. They got this vision and it's just not coming to fruition, or, they got some issues or, traumas or, just things going on in their life. So what is on your heart right now to share with that person?
Well, the first thing I would say is your thoughts become your reality. So if you put yourself in a state of mind that everything is possible, it's just a amount of time on when it's going to happen. And continuously work on your craft. Too many people are a master of nothing. They master the craft of nothing. So you have to become a master of something and go at it full speed, full throttle, want it. Your mentor as bad as you want to breathe. You got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. And come into this thing and understand that you're not a victim. Too many victims out here. Nobody's a victim. You're the only person you can blame for your situation. Nobody else. It don't matter what your past was. It don't matter how your dad treated you. It don't matter how you was raised. Bill Gates said, if you are born poor, it's not your fault. But if you die poor, that's your fault. Because you have every opportunity to get whatever you want and find the guidance, find the mentorship, because it's not a lack of information. It's a lack of guidance and accountability. So find somebody that's going to leave you accountable to your goals, your mission, your dreams. Everything that you literally put your mind to is something that can be achievable. Anybody who you know that's wealthy, that's famous, they all started from zero. 0 followers on Instagram, 0 followers on Facebook, $0 in their bank account. Everybody had to get that first deposit and build relationships and make sure that you're putting more deposits in than withdrawals.
Facts.
My rule of thumb is give 10 times and ask once. Before you ask anybody for one thing, make sure you give 10. and be proactive. So many times people, if you need me there, just let me know. I'm coming. No, say, yo, I'm here. What you need me to do?
I like that.
And be intentional about your relationships. Every last thing you do should be intentional. You shouldn't leave your house unless it aligns with your goals. No matter who you're dealing with, it has to make sense. That's the only way you can trim the fat. I say I would rather throw away 100 pennies to get 4 quarters. Surround yourself around quality people that's going to help you get to your mission, who think like you, who move like you, who's going to make sure they push you and motivate you. Because sometimes who's going to motivate the motivator?
Yeah.
So you got to have those people that's going to be a cheerleader. So when shit hit the fan, you got somebody that's going to support you. When your back is against the wall, you have people that's going to jump and defend you. And just go at it, man. Don't give up till you get what you need and what you're looking for. You know, the day that you gave up could have been the day that you made it.
Wow, I love it, man. Listen, you can't close out a podcast no better than that. Listen, man, go follow my brother Spectacular, man. Do me a favor, go get you some social proof. I want you to go build something, okay? Lock in, be consistent, be persistent, focus on your relationships. This is one of those podcasts you probably need to just listen to for the whole month, okay? Just listen to it because there's so many gems being dropped. So go get you some social proof, okay? Go build something, and I want you to come back to the community and teach them how you did it. We are out of here. Peace.